And you will notice, people, I didn't give it up to the whole scene between Zach and Fatima. I saw people are all emotional on Twitter. Zach was crying and stuff like, oh, you deserve better. And then Fatima was crying. I really liked her acting. Something in that scene was lacking for me. Felt at moments a little bit whack. So I didn't give it a down, people. I know if I gave it a down, some people would be like, yo, what's wrong with this guy? So I didn't give it a down, but I didn't give it an up either. It was just like, eh. Yes, sir, it is your boy KB, the boss from Shifter Magazine.com. Here with another episode of Shifter TV Talk, where we break down the latest in some of our favorite TV shows. And so today we're talking about season 5, episode 14 of Tyler Perry's Sistas. Went down last night, and it was a dope episode, people. Tyler Perry's been on a roll. It's been about 3, 4, 5 episodes in a row that have been like very, very, very good episodes. And so, we're going to dive right in. But first off, a few things. First thing, I don't know if you noticed, but your boy just came from the barber shop looking all like, looking all clean and stuff. Looking like my caricature. Look at that. Looking like the caricature. Definitely feeling myself today. Now, before we jump in, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share all that good stuff for more of this content from Shifter. Now, let's dive right in. So for last night's episode, we got 3 downs, yes, and 4 ups. So let's dive right in. The first down from yesterday, I got here, salty Karen. Karen was salty last night, people. She was petty last night. If you didn't watch it, the episode opened with, they're at Zatima's house, and they're trying to be nice to her, man. They're trying to be like all supportive. If the baby is Zach's, we're going to give you $3,000 a month in child support, trying to be just very nice. And she was not having it. Super salty, super petty. Before she left, she said something to Fatima. She's like, I'm with you in this struggle, something along those lines, talking about being in a relationship with Zach. He's like, I'm with you, I wish you the best in this struggle. She basically said to him, like, I don't want to see you guys happy. She's like, I hate your desk, I hate your house, I hate your pictures. And that's when she saw the engagement ring on the desk. Totally flipped out again. She lost it. We could sympathize with the girl, but it's like, get over it already, man. The dude has moved on. If he don't love you, he loves Fatima. Boom, you get it down from that. Salty Karen. The next down that we have for me was just Maurice, man. Maurice last night just got on my last nerve. Like, holy, like, one can sympathize with where he's at as a character. The man's in jail. He didn't do anything. Sabrina's outside enjoying, seemingly, probably according to him, living her best life while he's there behind bars. Just watching his whole demeanor and tone, I didn't like it. I didn't like it at all. So I'm giving that, boom, a down, people. Now, the last down from yesterday, just comes from like Danni and Preston. The final scene of the show, he gets down on one knee, spoiler alert, people, proposes to her, and her response is, what the hell? Like, I don't know about that response, man. That response was a little bit off, I mean, you'd expect that from Danni, but a little bit off. Like, Preston's a good guy. You love the man. He's an amazing person, treats you well, especially after the whole thing with Jonah. This man's here to love you. Receive love, Danni. Receive the love. So her response and the way she treats this man, we give that a down this week. So now for our ups. So our first up was 15 minutes of Zatima, man. The show opened with 15 whole minutes of Zatima at their house, and I loved it. As my wife said, the opening scene, my wife at Kalia B, who some of you guys, like her post and stuff, she was like, oh, that's such a good, it was such a good scene, and I agreed with her, especially, the part, like, she kind of drops the news about the baby, allegedly being his, and then boom, cut to commercial. I was like, it's just a good little piece of storytelling, good little piece of television right there. So, 15 minutes of Zatima gets a big fat up. The next up, now I'm debating. I was debating this, but I'm going to give Karen and Aaron another up this week. Even though Karen gets on my last nerve, just for the interaction, watching them, build this relationship and be happy with each other. I'm like, it's good. I like Aaron and Karen together. Like, she needs a man like that who's going to be patient with her. Because, bro, anyone who's going to be with a girl like Karen needs to have, like, crazy patience, and Aaron has that. Just watching that whole scene with them, even the part of me wants him to tell her to get lost because she keeps treating him like sloppy seconds. Even still, I like the scene with them. So boom, we give Aaron and Karen an up. The next up is Danni, man. Danni, even though I didn't like that last scene, the way she was treating Preston, she was just like the comic relief. Like before, it was always like Maurice that we could trust to give us that comic relief every episode. And now it's Danni. You know, the whole scene, you know, she comes up into Andy's place. You know, Gary thinking Andy's going to be coming through the elevator door is completely naked. The whole back and forth with Eric, with Gary, her one-liners. Like, yo, she was coming with the one-liners the whole, like it was either her one-liners or her facial expressions. She was doing it the whole episode, and I loved it. Mignon is a great actress, great comedic actress at that. So boom, we give her an up. Now the last up is just, yo, we got a whole Sistas scene, a whole Sistas reunion. This season we didn't get many scenes with all four of the Sistas because obviously Sabrina's in jail, so we couldn't get many of those scenes this season. We got scenes where obviously there was two of them. We even got scenes where there was three of them in one scene, especially when Danni and Andy were visiting her in jail, but we didn't get many with all four of them. And it was a good way to kind of tie together all the different storylines. All the girls got updated on what's happening in each other's lives. It kind of gave a good summary of what's going on and tied everything together. So boom, the four sisters are together again. We gave that an up. Really reminded probably a lot of people of just why we fell in love with the show in the first place. The dynamic between all of them is just so great. So once again, we give that an up. You will notice, people, I didn't give it up to the whole scene between Zach and Fatima. I saw people all emotional on Twitter. You know, Zach was crying and stuff like, oh, you deserve better. And then Fatima was crying. I really liked her acting. I love Crystal Renee Hazlett's acting in that particular scene. Didn't necessarily love his per se. So that's why for me, I didn't give it an up because I was just like, something in that scene was lacking for me. Felt at moments a little bit whack. Again, I did like her acting. So for me, I was just like, my wife loved it. My wife was like getting all emotional. I was like, I didn't like it. So I didn't give it a down, people. I know if I gave it a down, some people would be like, yo, what's wrong with this guy? So I didn't give it a down, but I didn't give it an up either. It was just like, But anyway, that's it for this episode of Shifter TV Talk Sistas edition. Once again, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share to get more of this Shifter content. And once again, if you want to check out our full review of yesterday's episode of Sistas, head over to shiftermagazine.com. We got the full review and recap there on the website. Once again, it is your boy KB, the boss from shiftermagazine.com. I'm out. Peace.